For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We are going to be moving on to Microsoft Whiteboard. So thank you everyone who came in for Google. I hope you got what you needed. And so now we can move on. So we're going to open up Microsoft Whiteboard. If you have a Windows computer, it is part of Windows 10. Just to show you where you would find it, if you click on the little Windows icon in the corner of your screen, I have it shortcut on my home page, but if you start typing in the word whiteboard, you will see it pops up. If you don't see it, you would have to go to your Windows store. However, it is a free app to download, so don't worry if you do have to download it. It is part of Windows 10. It just might not have downloaded by default when you installed your operating system. So when you're in Whiteboard, I am going to show you both the Whiteboard application right now, and then I'm going to take you into Office 365 on the web so you can see the cloud-based version as well. Because they are different, the cloud-based version is much more limited. So we're going to click on Create a New Whiteboard. And I'm not going to worry about logging in right now. So when you log into a fresh whiteboard, you will see you have all the pen options on the bottom. You also have a plus sign that says Insert. So first we're going to start by looking at the pens. And if you hold down on any of the pens, you will see it pulls up a menu. So even though this right now is the Galaxy Glitter, I can turn this into a blue pen or a green pen or whatever I want. So you can set them however, and you could set the thickness. If you just want to use one color ink, you could set your 4 to all be black and have one is thin, one is thick, whatever. So when you have your pen, you can just write on your whiteboard and do whatever you need to do. The nice thing about Microsoft Whiteboard is the insert. So if you notice, it gives me the option to insert a PowerPoint, insert a Word document, PDF, pictures, anything you have. So unlike the Google Jamboard where you needed to take a screenshot first, if you're on a Microsoft Whiteboard, you can just click PDF and you can import it directly. So now I have that PDF. I can come in with my pen and I can be doing math with my students, screen sharing it. But just like Google Jamboard, Microsoft, because it is part of 365, you can share the whiteboard and you can collaborate on it as well. It is slightly different collaboration than the Google Jamboard. And because I didn't click login when I closed out of that window before, it's not letting me show you that right now. But it is there as a function. You pull down the menu, you'll notice that I have ink to shape. That means if I was to, like, say, draw a circle, it fixes it and it makes it a perfect circle. It also has ink to table and object snapping. So these are just all different functions that you can use. If you notice the export, it lets you take a JPEG of your whiteboard when you're done. So if you wanted to share it with students, but you don't want them to edit it, you can just take a picture of it and your students would be able to see it. You do also have a ruler tool. So as you can see with the ruler, you can put it up to any shape. It tells you what angle, so you can measure angles and different things like that. To turn off the ruler, you just click on it again. The lasso tool lets you select stuff. If I got the lasso tool instead of the pen, and it lets me cut it, delete it, all that type of stuff. So again, the reason why the Microsoft Whiteboard is really nice is because you can import all of those file types to it. That is what makes the application different. When you are on the 365 cloud, you will notice that those features do not exist on the 365 cloud, which we are going to go to now. So the 365 cloud, if you log in, it's office365.com. This is where you would get to any of your Microsoft Cloud files. You'll see that Whiteboard is one of the file options. And when you click on that file option, it's going to look very similar to what we had a second ago. And I click the Create a New Whiteboard. And it's going to open it up and do all that stuff for us. And you'll see that this one is very limited. I have 4 pens. If I try to hover over the pen type, it doesn't let me change the thickness. It doesn't let me change the color. I'm stuck with those 4 colors and an eraser. I could write on it. I could do math on it. But that's about it. I can't insert pictures. I can't insert anything else. You will notice too, though, that there's an option to open it in the app. If you click that option, what it does is it opens that hard copy of the app. Again, the syncing issue is because I wasn't logged in, but it lets you do that, and it gives you the ability to do stuff offline that you then upload to your cloud. Again, just like any other Office 360 file, you can create a sharing link or invite people by email to collaborate on this. If your school is using Microsoft Teams, you can add these whiteboards to your team to allow that collaboration in that way as well. So Microsoft Whiteboard is a really nice one because it does, if you have a touchscreen Windows computer, it's really a lot nicer pen-wise. If you noticed when I was writing on Google Jamboard earlier, the pen was a little curvy. It wasn't as straight of a line. When I write on the whiteboard, even with my terrible handwriting, you could read what I'm writing. Well, if I choose a thinner pen. So it really does make it a lot nicer. It also, if you notice, depending on how I hold my stylus, it can make it thicker and thinner because it is more recognizing of your handwriting. So do I have any questions about Microsoft Whiteboard? Because like I said, it is a little more limited, but it's nice because of the way that you can import those file types. Feel free to come off of mute, or you can ask your questions in the chat box. Somebody just wrote, you can use the snipping tool. The copy and paste works well for that. Yes, so the snipping tool is the built into Microsoft screen recording. That's how you can get a picture of your screen. Layla, to get the app, you would go into your start menu. And if you scroll all the way down to the W's for whiteboard, oh, maybe it's under Microsoft. Yes, it's under Microsoft. So it would be in the M's for Microsoft. If you don't have it already installed, you can go to the Windows Store. For those of you who are more of a Mac person, the Windows Store is kind of Microsoft's answer to the Apple Store. So just because it's called a store, not everything costs money. But you would just type in whiteboard and it'll pop up. You will notice that it is Microsoft, so it does have the word right in there. And it's just nice and easy for you. And you'll also see it is made by the Microsoft Corporation. And mine says launch because it's already downloaded. Yours would say install. So again, I don't want to rush through this. That's why we were giving 15 minutes to each individual product. There's just not as much with the Microsoft Whiteboard as there was with Google Jamboard to show because it's... Robert, how would you go to get it on a Mac? Excellent question. So on a Mac, if you go into Microsoft's website, and I don't know the exact link, so that's why I'm Googling it. So the Microsoft Whiteboard can be downloaded for iOS straight from Microsoft's website. So it's not as easy as going to the Microsoft Store, but it is available. If you wanted to go to the cloud version, that would be the office365.com. And here it has screenshots of the iPhone and the iPad just to show you that it can work on your mobile devices as well.